Okay, now that we have gotten our lesson 7 vocabulary done, I would like you to pull out your math workbook and I would like you to rip out pages 145 and 146. This is what we're going to work on for our introduction to lesson 7. So again, you're going to go into your math workbook and pull out pages 145 and 146. If you need to, go ahead and pause the video so that you can do that. Okay, this is what we're going to be looking at this week. Dear family, this week your student is learning how to add, subtract, and multiply decimals up to the thousandths place. Previously, your student learned how to add, subtract, and multiply whole numbers using a variety of methods. Similar strategies can be used to perform these same operations with decimals. In this first math problem, we are adding together 2,135, and we're adding that to 3,402. For us to be able to add this problem together, we had to line up the ones place, the tens place, the hundreds place value, and the thousandths place value. So once we lined those place values up, we could then add the numbers. Well, when it comes to decimals, we have to do the same thing. Instead of having 2,135, this gives us 2 and 135 thousandths plus 3 and 402 thousandths. So they had to line up the thousandths places for the 5 and the 2. They had to line up the hundredths places for the 3 and the 0. They had to line up the tenths places with the 1 and the 4. They had to make sure their decimal points were lined up. And then our ones place value was the 2 and the 3. So really, when we're adding or subtracting decimals, we have to make sure that we're lining up the place values. And the first way to start to do that is to line up your decimal points. Your student will be learning how to solve problems like the one below also. And this is a multiplication problem. They're asking us to find the product, that means we're going to multiply, of 23 hundredths and 2 and 14 hundredths. One way to find the product is to write the decimals as fractions. And to figure out what fraction it is, you have to know its place value. Since this is the same as saying 23 hundredths, that means its its fraction would be 23 over 100 because it's 23 hundredths. Here we have 2 and 14 hundredths. That's the same thing as 214 hundredths. So that's why we have 214 over 100. Then we can multiply these two fractions out and then divide and get our decimal. Okay, this to me is a really complicated way of solving this problem, but it's one way in which we can solve the problem. So if this way is the easiest for you, I want you to use that way. Most of us last year and in 4th grade learned this second way of multiplying or finding the product of decimals. And that's where we use a standard algorithm. Remember that an algorithm is a set of rules that we're going to go through and do to find the answer. So multiply the same as how you would multiply whole numbers, and then place the decimal point in the correct spot. So just like we did with whole numbers, I can multiply 23 times 214 and do all my work here, add it together, and then get my answer. And then I notice that there are 4 decimal points, 4 places behind the decimal point. So I have to make sure that that happens in my final answer. So using either method, you're going to get the same answer. Okay? This is just the method that you have probably learned in elementary school. This is another method that you can use, but if this one is more confusing to you, I would recommend going back and using the standard algorithm for multiplication. And that's how we're going to do a lot of our problems here in 6th grade. Okay, now what I want you to do is, this is just an introduction of what we're going to be doing throughout lesson 7. So we're going to start looking at addition and subtraction problems with decimals, and then we're going to end using multiplication and finding the product of decimals. Now I would like you to turn your paper over to page 146. And this is going to be the assignment that you're going to do today. First of all, we're going to read the problem, and we're going to highlight some important things so that we can be thinking about what the problem is either asking us or the information that it's giving us. So this activity wants you to be thinking about the decimals around you. So out in the real world, where do you actually see decimals and have to deal with decimals? So you're going to do this activity together with your family to investigate decimals in the real world. Have you ever noticed that some foods are more popular than others? Each year between 2007 through 2010, the average adult American ate 135 cups of potatoes. That's a lot of potatoes to eat. They also ate 51.5 cups of dark green vegetables. So you'll notice that I'm highlighting the corresponding pieces with the picture to the paragraph. And they also ate 325 cups of fruit. That is 248.2 more cups of fruit than potatoes. And it's also 83.95 more cups of potatoes than dark green vegetables. So what they've done here is just given you some decimal numbers on the amount of potatoes that an average American eats, the amount of dark green vegetables, and the amount of cups of fruit. And then they started comparing the fruit to the potatoes and the cups of potatoes to the green vegetables. And when you have decimals, you can do that. What I want you to think about for the end of this activity is, where else do you see decimals in the world around you? And I want you to think about all the different places where you might find decimals. And I would like you to give me 3 examples. It doesn't have to be a big long paragraph, but I'd like you to say, I find decimals at such and such a spot. And I'd like you to be able to give me 3 different examples for where in the real world you can deal or you see decimals. And then we'll pick up from here and look at session 1 for lesson 7 tomorrow.